Hello and welcome to Ep.2 of the Horror Frequency here on Pop Horror. I'm your ghost host, Anthony, and on this episode, we will have Pop Horror co-owner Tracy Allen
Hi.
here to join me. And just like me, Tracy's favorite horror movie is Jaws, so there
Woo!
will be a lot to talk about. Turn up your radios because this is the Horror Frequency. So, introduce yourself to us, Tracy. What do you do? What's your favorite horror movies?
Okay. So my name is Tracy Allen, and like Anthony said, I co-own the horror review site pophorror.com. I also work in a library, which is kind of, some people think is cool, some people think is nerdy, depends on who you are. I love Jaws, my favorite horror movie, and I also love horror comedies and creature features.
All right. So, what kind of creature features? Like Black Lagoon?
Like, let's see. Like there was this movie called Hypothermia with Michael Rooker in it about this creature that lived under the ice. And
So, kind of like the thing.
well, he was ice fishing,
Oh,
so he'd go ice fishing, and this thing would come out and just stupid things, or like killer animals, like the killer pig movies and stuff like that.
oh. Is there's an actual Killer Pig movie?
There's more than one.
Oh, that's
Oh yes,
disturbing. That's a little concerning.
I know. I think it's like boars more than pigs, but still
Same family.
pig-like. Yeah.
Same family. Tell us why you love Jaws and when you first saw it.
Okay. I first saw Jaws. Oh goodness, let me think. Um, it was in the 80s, definitely. I saw it, and actually, Jaws itself, I love Jaws, but I think the first, you're gonna laugh. The first shark movie I saw was Jaws 4, which is like the
Oh,
worst Jaws of
okay.
all time.
No,
But
I got no.
there's a
Jaws
story.
3.
Wait, there's a story. Okay, so I was I was at down in Cape Cod vacationing, and we went to see this at the drive-in, Jaws 4. And you're like, okay, kill a shark. I was like 10, so I didn't know any better. I'm like, oh, sharks, whatever. The next day, we go to the beach, and I am not even kidding you, a shark washed up on the beach. A shark washed up. It was still alive, and it had like a little bite taken out of it, so it must have gotten a fight with another shark. But I think that like formed in my memory as terrifying. So then when I watched Jaws, it all just came together. And plus, Jaws has that. It's like The Princess Bride. It has everything. It has something for everyone. There's swashbuckling adventures, and there's horror, and there's drama, and there's even a love story between Ellen and Brody, and the way he is with his kids. And there's like something for everyone in that movie, and I think that's why I love it so much.
All right. All right. Well, that takes us to our next point. The sequels. And you
Oh
said that
boy.
Jaws 4 is the worst sequel of them all, and
It is.
I'll debate you on that one because I think Jaws 3 is absolutely unwatchable.
The 3D Jaws.
Yeah,
Yeah, where yeah, it's supposed to be like his son down in
SeaWorld.
Florida. Yeah, and you're just like, okay, the
Yeah,
shark followed him to Florida.
I hate that narrative that the shark is just hunting this family.
And it's like the shark. Is it the ghost of the shark? Because the first shark blew up. I saw it.
Yeah, we
It's
all did.
definitely not the same shark.
No, it's not.
And then the second shark was electrocuted. So who is this guy? Like, what is his problem? Maybe he just has issues.
I mean, I don't know, but when I tell you that I can't even watch that movie, I mean it. I avoid that. I would rather watch Jaws 4 because at least it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But the thing I hate about it the most is that Ellen Brody has a flashback to an event she wasn't
Oh,
at
I've
the end.
never that before.
At the end, when she's on the boat and they're about to kill the shark, she flashes back to Brody, Martin,
Oh,
killing the shark, and she says, "Smile, you son of a bitch." I'm like, how do you even know
how
he
did you
said
know that?
that? How
Right.
did you know that?
Maybe he's a really good storyteller. He made it. She imagined it in her mind because of what a great storyteller he was. Yeah.
But nothing's worse than the book.
No. Oh my goodness, I have so many notes on the book. I wrote down a whole page of notes.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was like, going through the thing like, oh, this is terrible, this is terrible, this is terrible. All right. So Peter Benchley wrote the book.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it was not. See, I always thought like Peter Benchley is such a ridiculous writer for doing the whole Brody Hooper affair. Like,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, if you haven't read the book, Brody and Hooper have an affair. And you think about it too, because she's probably in her mid 30s. She's got
Yeah.
these little kids, there's like a 10-year-old and stuff. And he's supposed to be basically just out of college. So he's
Yeah.
young and rich and whatever. But what happened was when he wrote the book, the publishers were like, we think this book is too gory for a wholesome sex scene between Brody and his wife. So we want you to change it. Like, they made him change it to be with like that. It just ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, really.
Imagine those characters in your head and you're like, no.
Kind of in the movie, you kind of felt some kind of thing between the two, Ellen and Hooper at the dinner table.
At the dinner table, yeah.
You can kind of feel something there, but I'm just happy they didn't go full force with it.
Steven Spielberg was like, no. Like, okay, this is supposed to be a killer shark movie, a killer fish. I guess he always thought of it as a fish, Peter Benchley, not really shark. Killer shark movie, a killer fish movie, and all of a sudden, this really out of left field thing happens. Like, just take it out of the book. Just take the whole thing out. Like, don't even have any kind of sex scene in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's about a shark. It's not about that.
No, exactly. And I remember the first time I read it, I was in like 6th grade.
Oh gosh.
And I was in like a math class, and we were all reading because we had this program at the school. And I remember I was reading it, and I look up from the book, and I'm like, that didn't happen.
Even in 6th grade, you were like, that's dumb.
Well, because the whole book made me second guess myself. So I went home, I watched Jaws beginning to end, the outtakes, the deleted scenes. I'm like, where was this in the movie?
Right? It's like he was like, all right, I've got all these cliches that can happen in a book or movie, and I'm just gonna start throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Hey, the publisher likes this part about them having an affair, which would totally mess. Like, because then you think about Hooper all being on the boat with Brody, and you're like, how weird would that be? Like, it causes this whole different kind of thing. You know what I mean? You can't. It's not like they're just buddies and they went to investigate the shark together. Now it's like this weird thing. So I don't know.
I forgot. Does Martin actually find out about the two?
I don't think so. Which is even weirder, because then another reason why put it in there.
Exactly.
If he's not going to find out.
Let's get to the shark.
Get to the shark. The shark is the best part.
And I remember you telling me a couple of days ago that Vaughn was a part of the mob.
Yeah, he's in the mafia, and that's why he wants people to come to the beach. Like, the mafia is really into swimming, apparently, because they were like, no, you cannot close down. You need to bring the people to the water.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't either. I found it on Wikipedia. It probably was like mentioned once.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, you're like, you don't even, because I don't remember it either. I read the book. So, I mean, it's been a while, but still.
Mayor Vaughn just over here as an associate for the Gambino crew.
Yeah.
What else did you find on Wikipedia? What else do your notes say?
What else did I find? Let's see. Also, apparently people in the book actually they find out about the shark. In the movie, they try to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
And then people come and they don't know, and they're mad because they're like, why did you kill us? But in the book, they actually hear about the shark and they're like, oh, let's go see the shark. And by doing that, they're like, let's go in the water and swim to the shark or whatever. And now they get eaten. And that was just why did you get out of the water? There's a shark here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get out of the water.
Wasn't the scene with the little boy getting eaten a lot more graphic in that book?
Yeah, I think so. Oh.
What?
Also, Quint did not put this in the movie, and I'm kind of glad. Quint uses a baby dolphin for bait for the shark. Catches a baby dolphin, and he sticks a hook in it, and then sends it out for bait for the shark.
I don't know what was going on with that whole book. Even the front cover of the original edition is bad.
Oh, the original cover of The Beast or Jaws?
Jaws.
Yeah, it's very boring.
It looks like a tube of Galamad with a cut in it.
Yeah. Oh, I just read in my notes. Hooper gets strangled by Brody because of affair. So Brody
Oh,
does
so he
find
does
out.
find out.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
and
did
they
I
still
forget
go catch
that?
the fish. That was probably an awkward fishing trip.
And you're stuck on the boat with him, and you're just like, Quint is already a total jerk. He's using baby dolphins literally to fish. The other guy slept with your wife. Like, shoot me now.
Yeah, that's weird. The book is so different, and it's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's really.
But
I really want to know what the original book looked like before the publishers told them to change it.
yeah, I wonder if it was better. But then I read Peter Benchley's other books, and I'm like, nah, probably not.
No,
No
no,
offense.
no. He's not that good. He's like the Ed Wood of
Ew.
authors. Just
Edward.
uh, um. Speaking of creature features, you wanted to talk about Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Talk about Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, the saddest monster ever. The
Yeah.
only monster that doesn't like even Dracula. He turns into a vampire and he's still like, I'm gonna go suck blood because that's blah blah blah. Frankenstein's just like, I'm trying to do my best here, and you people are trying to kill me with pitchforks.
Yeah, really.
I was literally raised from the dead. I have no idea. I have no soul. I have no name. I have no social security number. I have nothing. And now all I want to do is be friends with this little girl. And I don't mind all my strength. And now you're trying to kill me.
I don't know. The original Frankenstein is just, for me, that's the greatest horror movie ever made.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
Imagine waking up as Frankenstein. Imagine waking up because obviously Frankenstein's brain came from somewhere. They didn't grow it in a petri dish.
You mean the
So
monster or the scientist?
the monster. Sorry, Frankenstein's monster. You almost caught me. So it was alive at one point and it had this whole life and whatever, and then it dies. The person dies, could be a guy or a girl, I don't know, they don't really say where the brain came from. And then the brain wakes up in this other body and then looks at itself, all the stitches, and it's all green and rotty looking and gross, and looks in the mirror and it's like, that's not me. Like, how would you react? That's insane.
So, is Frankenstein your favorite Universal monster movie?
Yes, for sure.
Mine too. What's your least favorite of the 30?
Probably the Mummy, only because of all the monsters, that one seems the most unlikely. Like, I can imagine a werewolf, and I can imagine a vampire, and I can imagine all these other things. But the Mummy, just, I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around it. And plus, it's only in Egypt. Like how scary can that mummy be? He's way over there in Egypt.
Wow.
But werewolf could show up at my door.
I feel hurt.
Oh, sorry.
Because that's like my second favorite.
Is it really?
I love Karloff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like anything.
If you look at it from that perspective of who played them in the movie, it's different. But if you look at just the basic story,
yeah,
that one is just, it's not as scary to me, only because it's not as realistic.
But is the creature realistic?
Even if he's in Egypt. I don't live in Egypt.
No, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, the creature from Black Lagoon. Well, yeah. There's ponds everywhere, man. Any frog could turn into a creature. Look at Godzilla.
He's not a frog.
but he grew from toxic waste. So think about a frog that could grow from toxic waste, and now he's the creature of the Black Lagoon.
That's like Eight-Legged Freaks with the spiders. So the Mummy's your least favorite.
Yeah. Who's your least favorite?
Movie or monster?
Monster.
I like Claude Rains a lot.
Okay.
But I can't stand the Phantom of the Opera he did.
Really?
In the 40s that was colorized.
Oh, yeah.
That was garbage.
Aww.
That it was a musical. It was pretty much just a musical.
Yeah. Musicals are not as scary.
No.
If you can break out into song at random points in your story, you're not that scared.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that one. I don't like She Wolf of London either. That one was bad.
That was just a moneymaker.
Yeah.
That was just like, we were successful with this, so let's make another one. It's like
Yeah.
Jaws 3.
Yeah. Or Jaws 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. She Wolf of London's bad. That one's bad. But my favorite werewolf movie is actually Werewolf of London.
Yeah. Oh, the transformation scene is
Mm,
amazing. Like,
Henry.
I think about Rick Baker making all these
No, no,
things.
no, no, I'm not talking about that one.
Oh,
I'm talking about the 1935 one with Henry Hull, the black and white.
oh.
Yeah. I threw
I
you
don't think
for a
I've seen
loop.
that one.
I threw you for a loop there.
It threw me for a loop because I said Rick Baker and you were like, he wasn't born yet.
No, he wasn't. That one's good. That's a really good one because it's about this botanist who goes to, I think it's Egypt, to study this new plant. And while he's there, he gets attacked by a werewolf. And he comes back to London and he turns into a werewolf, but he finds out that the plant he's discovered is the cure.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
Yeah.
so great. The transformation scene in that movie is amazing. But to go back to American Werewolf in London,
Yes.
that transformation scene is really good. However, I like the transformation scene in the Howling a little bit more.
Really?
Yes,
No. Okay.
I think it's a little creepier with the weird smile the guy has as he's changing. I
Like
think it's,
stretching.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
The thing with American Werewolf is that it actually showed how painful it is.
Yeah. Right. It wasn't. He wasn't just like, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, he was like screaming.
Right. Like
And it,
rolling on the floor,
yeah,
sweating, and
and it
yeah.
wasn't like Wolfman where he just gradually gets hairier.
Right. Right.
Like,
Just see the hair grow out, and he's like, oh, I'm a wolf man. Cool.
yeah, I don't. I like American Werewolf better as a movie, but I like the transformation in The Howling better.
Yeah.
The
Like, I
one,
like the Howling. I mean, it had D Walls in it, and
yeah,
back when she was D Walls stoned.
yeah,
Um, and she's awesome.
mm,
And like the end when she's on TV on the news and she's like transforms on the news like that. I
yeah,
always thought that was really cool.
yeah.
But there's not much else about that movie that really stands out to me.
So let's go back to Frankenstein.
Okay.
What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene. Gosh, that's hard. I mean, my favorite scenes are the scenes where he's like not tortured, but like he's just so upset over what's happening, just because
Mm,
I can relate to it, you know. Um, I never thought of Frankenstein as being a horror movie in the sense where Frankenstein's monster is scary. It's
mm,
always been like, imagine waking up as Frankenstein's monster is the scary part to me.
yeah,
Um, so when he realizes how awful, well, not awful, but how people see him as awful and how he can never fit into society. And I mean, can he even die? Like, how does this, work?
mm,
I can't even imagine. And he's probably not the smartest, sharpest tack in the drawer. So you probably can't like really think about like, wow, this is really existential. He's just like, what's wrong with me? Like how frustrating and how awful that must be.
yeah, yeah.
What about you?
Um, I love the scene where the monster's sitting down right after he gets up, and they show him he's sitting down, and they open the roof, and he slowly looks up at the roof and tries to grab the sun.
Oh,
I
oh.
love that. You have any closing remarks, final things where people can find you and follow you?
People can find me at Pop Horror. They can find me at Irish Wristwatch Reviews, which I picked because it's so hard to say. If you try to say it out loud, it's like really hard. And you can come visit me at the library. I'm not going to tell you what library it is because you really show up and I'll be freaked out.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That would be weird.
That'd be a little weird. So that wraps it up. Um, Thanks for listening. Thank you, Tracy, for coming on.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. So next week we'll have Justin Nofel here. He's a director of the short film The Howling Wind that I did a review on. So we'll have him on next week. So thanks for listening and stay creepy, creeps.